职涯选择与生涯规划一直都是人生中的一大课题。之前已经陆续分享了选错科系多严重的台大版与社会版，这次来到了美国版。这次我们到了德州赫赫有名的名校 UT Austin， 来访问看看美国的学生对于职涯的选择会不会有不一样的见解呢？
I'm from New Braunfels, Texas.
I'm from Austin, Texas. And I'm from Houston, Texas.
哦，都是德州人。
I'm an electrical and computer engineering major.
I'm also an electrical and computer engineering major.
And I'm different, so I'm an aerospace engineering major. I'm from Houston, Texas. I'm civil engineering.
I'm from Texas, Dallas specifically.
I'm an international student from Indonesia.
Oh.
I'm a computer science major.
Same here, computer science.
Because I really liked coding in high school.
I picked this major because circuits was my favorite part of physics in high school.
Because I really like rockets.
Oh, really?
They're really cool. They go up in space and they have lots of fire.
I knew I wanted to do engineering, but I honestly flipped a coin for civil engineering, and I'm now almost 4 years in, so we're just going for it.
I picked this major because it pays well.
Okay.
I picked it because I'm somewhat interested in computers, but also what he said.
For me personally, probably social economics,
Okay.
and then expectation from family, and then hobby. Because originally I wanted to do physics, but my dad was like, if you do physics, you aren't going to get a job doing physics. Do something more practical. So instead I chose computer science because it's more practical, I guess.
Maybe expectation from family, because my parents, they're Asian. They're like, technology is the future, so do something in computer science. Social economic status and hobby.
We all really like what we do.
Yeah, I think I love what I do.
I feel like I picked it off hobby primarily, and then I wanted to make money, so social economic status, and I guess I don't really care what my family thinks. I make more money than them.
No, my family just always wanted me to do what I loved, and they were excited that this was it.
Really, my only pressure is like, my mom knows this is what I like to do, and so sometimes she has to be like, no, this is really still what you like to do, because engineering classes can be really hard. But it's more like a supportive pressure than you must do this. UT, you apply into the major for engineering, and so we picked all this, I think, like sophomore or junior, so our second or third year of high school, we picked out what we wanted to do, so.
Yeah, I kind of started, thinking about what my top contending majors were, and then tried to do some research or little like high school sort of mini internships to try to figure out if that was what I wanted to do in college.
Yeah, and I came to several information sessions for each major here. I knew I wanted to go to UT, so I came to some different information sessions and talked to faculty members and narrowed it down to my major.
Yeah, I guess the best way to do that is, it ultimately comes down to you kind of have to do your own independent work on the side to see what do I enjoy. That might involve doing some projects, and you're maybe oh, I don't like this major, or I don't like that one. If you want, you can do research. You can reach out to professors and ask them, hey, I like your research or your work. Can I maybe come to your lab and see what you're doing? And most of the time, profs are kind of nerdy. They're yeah, sure, I love what I'm doing. Come stop by. And then they're I'm doing this research, and then you're oh, this is actually really boring. I don't like it. Don't tell them that, but just keep it in the back of your head, and then you'll know I don't like that anymore. And then you can just do that for many different things. It takes a little bit of work on your part. It'll save you a lot of trouble in the future.
Just in high school, just take all the classes and be open to everything.
Yeah.
Even though you think you might not like it, just try them and see what interests you the most.
I have a brother who's doing a PhD in mechanical engineering, so I knew about engineering itself, but I was just trying to figure out which engineering I wanted to do, and it was either between mechanical or civil, and I flipped a coin.
I think college is definitely harder than I imagined, but I got used to it, and I think I love it as much as I thought I would.
A lot more time spent outside of class studying than I was expecting, but it's cool.
I think I enjoy it more, because a lot of the engineering professors are a little snarky, and they're more laid back than high school people, so it actually feels like you're in the adult world, kind of. Because you'll walk up just to a professor and just start talking to them, and they're like, I don't care. Just do it. Get out of my face. And I'm all right, cool, that's enough, I'll go. Kind of a thing, yeah.
No, it's very different. When I I did CS in high school for all 4 years. It's just very different, like just the style of coding and like everything you do, like the assignments and like the prof. It's very different, not what I expected at all, but it's better in that way. It's a good kind of different.
College, they give you a lot more responsibility.
Yeah, true.
Like they don't tell you like the deadlines, you just have to do it yourself. So you get to learn to like do stuff from your own initiative.
I personally love my major, but I do think that if you don't like your major, then that is kind of sad because you're stuck in that career path for the rest of your life. So I think making the change to a different major that you will like is good to do early on in college and not graduate with a degree that you're not going to enjoy.
Yeah, I think once you realize that like you're not happy in your major, hopefully you will be, hopefully that doesn't happen, but I think once you realize you're unhappy, making a switch is definitely an important thing to do.
I think sometimes, as long as you find coming into college like the area that you're interested in, there is some flexibility of like movement around where you kind of end up. But a lot of people come here and they have like a specific type of engineering they pick, and they may find that like, I know a lot of people who go into like civil find that they actually are more into like the architectural and the environmental side of that, and they can go shift into those. Not so much sure about other majors, but I imagine there's a lot more flexibility.
Yeah, I think if you're in engineering and you realize that like you love your history classes and wish that that's what you were doing all the time, like you should definitely make that switch. Yeah. Yeah.
I think for other people it might be. I know I have a love-hate relationship with my major. Like I 75% hate it, but then I also 25% love it. And I think it's also just in college you don't get the actual exposure that you need in your degree. And I mean, you can always come back to college, always do something else. Like just because you have a degree doesn't mean you have to go into that career field, because you'll learn things that are like easily versatile between fields. So I'm not worried.
Back when I was in high school, yeah, I thought it was a really big problem. I was like, if I don't like this major and I wasted a bunch of money and oh no, this is like the end of the world, and I'm gonna go into a job I don't like and be miserable, and then I'm stuck with this job for the rest of my life and I'm gonna hate it. But the reality is like, if you don't like something, you can just change majors and do something else, switch up. A lot of students here, at least, they just like, they change a major 2 or 3, even 4 times sometimes before they figure out what they really like to do. And like, it'll cost you in the short term, like time and money, but like in the long term, when you're actually doing something you enjoy, it pays off in that sense.
Yeah, I think changing majors is not too hard from what I've heard in UT, and you can still like take courses after graduating on like other stuff that might interest you.
She already has a job.
Yeah, I'm going to be working for a engineering consulting and design firm, and I'm happy with the salary that I'll be making.
And I'm going to go be working at NASA. So I'm going to be getting paid a little bit less because it's government, but I just absolutely love what I do there. People there are so cool, so it makes it worth it.
Hopefully easy. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm picking this major. Yeah, like I hope that I can have a relatively good job. And recently, because of COVID and everything, things have been moving online. So many people have been working from home. Fingers crossed, again, just like stay home and make money without having to like, go to the office. I can just do work in my pajamas, that kind of thing. I don't, hopefully at least, fingers crossed.
I mean, okay, the one thing that I'm working towards per se is I want a 1-bedroom, financially stable, and a cat. And that's like, I don't care what I do, that's what I want. Like my lifestyle goals.
I would not put so much pressure on myself my first year, because college is hard and you are not the only person that thinks it's hard. So try not to stress too much about it. You will get used to college and it will get easier, I think.
Yeah, I think absolutely, just like knowing that like what happens like first semester freshman year like does not determine how the rest of your college experience is gonna look. If it's not as seamless as you were expecting, that's totally fine.
Yeah, I think also just telling myself to chill out a little bit more in middle school, because stuff from middle school does not matter anymore, and I was always so stressed about that.
Okay, so I was here for 1 semester my freshman year, and then I took a year off, and then this is my 2nd semester back, but I'm like already a senior. I think I would take this like year off before I came to college, so then I was like consistently in, because it was very hard transferring from like working full-time and being like a full-blown adult to coming back, and my finances were different, my time management was different. That was probably like rough, but that's probably the only thing I changed.
Me personally, maybe this is bad advice, but I would say like don't try as hard when you're like in middle school and high school. Definitely study very hard and get into the best university that you can, obviously, right? But back when I was like in high school, I spent like a lot of time focusing on like my GPA and like my SAT score, ACT score. I didn't really enjoy it as much as I could have. I'm gonna say, just don't do your studies and like barely pass your class. Still try and get A's and everything. But once you grow up and you look back, you realize that wasn't as big of a deal as I thought it was. I don't regret trying hard and studying a lot. But looking back, I would say just spend a little bit more time with your friends, a little bit less time, a little bit.
Just cherish every moment because it's not gonna last forever. Yeah. Have fun with your friends. Maybe be less lazy and procrastinate less, and also drink more milk to be taller.
很谢谢这次愿意受访的 UT 同学，让我们看到了不同于亚洲文化的思维模式。其实我原本以为大家都会比较重视自己的兴趣，但这次街访的结果也让我发现，其实就算都是美国人，每个人的想法还是相差甚远的。有些人追求自己的兴趣爱好，有些人追求的是生活品质，有些人则是更在意世俗眼光。但我觉得美国的学生也有一些共通点，那就是他们对自己想要的生活都是很有想法的。而且他们在面对难题的时候，会比较倾向积极的态度去解决它。像是在寻找自己的适合领域时，他们会积极的寻找资源，不耻下问。还有像是，虽然大部分的人都觉得选错科系是一件很难过的事，但所有人想到的解决方式都是积极的找到转系的机会。而且很令我意外的是，原来他们其实也在高中、大学时期也是给自己很大的期待和压力，所以学业压力真的是无远弗届啊！希望透过自己的分享，可以让更多茫然的年轻人找到一股力量。其实你并不孤单，就算在遥远的地球另一端，一样有人正在努力寻找自己未来的生活方向。所以，我们一起加油吧！